Everyone can make content with AI, but if you're asking AI to write with generic instructions like write an article about how to make espresso at home, you'll get the same results as everyone else. Generic blog posts that won't rank and won't ultimately drive traffic to your website, which is kind of the point, right? Which brings me to my important question. Why are you making content if you aren't sharing something that you know, that you've learned, that you've experienced, and you feel inspired to share with other people? It has to come from within. You can't fake curiosity, and you cannot pretend like you're interested in a subject matter. It's going to show in the quality and how helpful the content actually is to another real person on the other side of the screen. Here are the 3 things you need to do every time you make content with the help of AI. First, you want to give AI as much of your own story, real life examples, experiences, thoughts, and opinions as possible on a subject matter. This is vital because you want to actually make sure that the AI is writing with your own base of knowledge and experience. This is what makes the difference between content that sounds like it comes straight from ChatGPT versus something that you've actually spent some real time weaving yourself into the process with. This can be as simple as giving the AI just a few lines about the particular subject matter you're writing about during the prompting process, or you can give the AI entire blog posts from your websites in order to learn from and draw from your real life experience. For example, here at home, I use a Spaziale espresso machine, and for the longest time, I couldn't figure out how to steam milk in a way that make it thick enough to actually do latte art, make hearts and shapes and all that kind of fun stuff. It's the little things that bring me joy. Anyway, it took me weeks of experimentation, watching YouTube videos, talking to baristas, trying different types of milk. I went down the rabbit hole here, and after a few weeks of practice and chasing my answers here, I developed the right combination of techniques and materials. Point being, it took real time, and I learned a lot of real-life experience from actually going through the problem and solution myself. That helps me when I want to create more content related to espresso and coffee making, because I get to draw from real lived experience I have, and that'll always be better and more special than what AI alone can bring to the table. Beyond just the subject matter, you want the AI to sound more like you too. That's where instructing it to pull from a specific writing style that matches what's already on your site, and most importantly, is easy to read, really comes into play here. Andy showed us his how to humanize content in another video, so we'll be using that prompt to write at a maximum 8th grade reading level and with several other more specific instructions that we give the AI. Then I'll include up to at least a few sentences that'll instruct the AI to write in my own style and voice. And this can be as simple as saying, write in a creative, friendly, and professional style, or it can be as detailed as this full-on paragraph I'll show you here that I've gradually added to and improved over the course of a couple of years working with AI. Let's go ahead and add this humanized prompt right here into ChatGPT on my article about how to make espresso at home with an emphasis on doing latte art. So I'll go ahead and paste that in. And these are some very specific instructions that we like to give the AI behind the scenes, and we've included these in the RightBlogger tools as well. You can see there's a lot of specifics, there's words to avoid, there's writing instructions about being direct, without hedging, connecting ideas naturally. This is what we found really helps the AI to sound a bit more human. Next, I'm going to add in my own tone personalization bit of the prompt here in order to make this sound much more like me, my own style. And this draws from analyzing my blog, and I've gradually improved all of the details of these instructions that I like to give the AI over the course of a couple of years now, but it captures my tone really well. Now we're ready to generate this article. We could have given it a lot more specific instructions around how we wanted the article to look and feel, say maximum 1,500 words, use bullet points and formatting elements that help the reader scan for content. These are things that will also help you improve the style of blog posts you want to create, but that's the kind of stuff that's up to you. Experiment with it, have some fun, and see what the AI generates. So let's go ahead and click Write. As you can see, with a highly detailed and specific prompt, ChatGPT and other large language models that use AI are going to take a bit of time to digest and synthesize the instructions you've given it before automatically spitting out an article. And this is a very good thing. Now that we've gotten our AI-assisted first draft, it can be tempting to want to just publish this right away, but we've really just begun. You're going to want to proofread the content, make sure to weave in some of your own stories, examples, and experiences, all before publishing. This is where the content really becomes yours. You can ask the AI to make changes to the article if something is wrong, so the AI has the context of the chat to understand what you want. Editing and changing the article to your liking is key here. You can't just go from prompt to publish and expect that it's going to connect with real people, let alone drive meaningful results for you. That's why in RightBlogger, I've added multiple ways to really personalize the content you create using things like additional instructions here inside of tools like our article writer and most of the tools that you're going to find across RightBlogger. You see there's a lot of personalization details. Using our example with how to make espresso at home with an emphasis on latte art, I'll just go ahead and type here in the additional instructions, emphasize techniques for latte art. And it always helps to spell things correctly. If I want to add some additional specific knowledge sources to make this article much more me, I'd go ahead and just hit this add knowledge, and then I could paste in the link to an article I've already published about this, maybe to a video that I've created around this content, or I can paste in just straight up text that I've copied over from something I've already written or something I find inspiring online. Now, important note, whenever you use knowledge sources that are not content you've created yourself, you're going to want to make sure you cite that in your article. You can also hit the library tab here and pull from all the knowledge in my library here inside RightBlogger, or select some specific pieces that I've added over the course of the past couple of years. Something that makes RightBlogger really powerful here is that it learns from the content that you've already created and from everything that's stored in your knowledge library. So as you use the AI more inside RightBlogger, it gets better. My favorite way to personalize your writing style and tone is to use the My Tone feature inside RightBlogger. You can feed it, paste it in text samples from something that you've written and you really like the style. You can give it a link to an article you've already written somewhere online, or you can connect it to YouTube videos, and it's going to learn from the exact ways that you like to write or speak about a particular subject matter, and it's going to include that instructions to the AI every single time you create content and you select your My Tone. You can also upload multiple different tones for different use cases for different projects. You can see here, I've got a writing style and tone specifically for my RightBlogger blog content, and I've got a tone and style for content on my personal blog. Little bit of nuanced differences there that I wanted to make sure the AI has when it's writing for me. Thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments what types of tricks you've learned to make better content when using ChatGPT.